Hello, this is Searcy, and we're talking about the 1% difference. This episode, keeping your biggest accounts. It's the second part in a 4-part series, and we're going to talk about building your network. Remember I talked about the last time, the idea that you need to keep your biggest accounts, and to do that you have to have access to people. So I'm going to give you a 5-step process by which you're going to be able to expand that network. And remember, the reason we're doing this is there is so much churn, reorganization, reassignment. You're killing your network. And actually, you're not killing your network. Your network is getting killed for you by these organizations, and you have to stay ahead of it. If you only know 1 or 2 key decision makers inside of an organization, you are vulnerable. And most of the companies that we talk to out there only have 1 or 2 of those key people. And as those people start to move in and out, they start to go ahead and break apart their ability to keep loyalty and longevity in their accounts. So let's go through the 5 steps. Step number 1. Build your 9 box. When I mean build your 9 box, I want you to create on a piece of paper 9 boxes in a 1 square, right? Real simple. 3 layers of 3 boxes each. Inside of that, in the very center of that, I want you to put the key decision maker with whom you're working right now. Then on top of that, those are the 3 bosses of the people that are ahead of them. Right next to them, each of them is a peer, and below them are the subordinates or the influencers. By having that 9 box, you'll have a clear picture of who do you know inside of that organization. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to be a little disappointed. When you put that in there, their name and their title, you'll realize it's hard for you to fill out the 9 box. Step number 1, build the 9 box and get that all filled out. Step number 2, set your frequency for updating and increasing the number of people that you know inside of that 9 box. Every time there's a transition or a change, you're meeting new people. You need to put them in their relative position inside of the 9 box so that you're constantly working through that 9 box to either get access to additional people in other 9 boxes, or because you think that you're going to be able to access that person for the kind of information we talked about in part 1 of this series. Third, you've got to create some bait. Now, what is bait? What I mean by bait is that you have to understand the value of teaching your customer ways to look at his or her business in a different way, and then to tailor that information in such a way that it's valuable to them so that they can apply it to their own company, their own business, and to improve that business. This is one of your responsibilities, and you have to be showing them challenges, opportunities, and insights to be of value to that particular customer base. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you take a look at the 9 box, every person inside of that particular group has a different shade or a percentage or a portion of what's going to be valuable to them on that teaching and tailoring mentality. So you have to be tailoring that message and creating that bait to put out to each of those individual people to expand that, because I'm going to tell you right now, that 9 box is going to break apart and change and reorganize and all the rest of that, those kinds of things happening. And every time that happens, you have to be reinvesting in there. Otherwise, you're going to lose your biggest accounts. Step number 4, separate your account management and your 9 box expansion efforts. See, your account management is the day-to-day activities that you do that support the account and keep it growing and keeping it generating revenue for today. Your future is about how do you expand the 9 box, go up inside of the marketplace, go over inside of the organization. And to do that well, you have to separate out that account management and your 9 box expansion. And number 5, you got to understand that only the paranoid survive. Know that those people that are in an acquisition model out there, your competitors, are working on average, as measured, 4 times to 7 times as hard as you are at exactly what we're talking about right now. Building their network, finding a way in, looking for a chink in the armor. And so right now, as you're sitting there, somebody's working 4 to 7 times harder than you are. So if you want to hold on to your biggest accounts, take that measure right there and apply it to how hard am I working at building out my 9 box and expanding my network. When we come back together, I'm going to give you other insights on how to keep your biggest accounts. But until then, go out and make the 1% difference.
If you like this video, hit the subscribe button down below and the bell, and that way we'll let you know every time there are new videos that are out there. And you can also visit our website below.